Hey, Coach Scott here. Welcome to the second video in our series on the 6 pillars of health. Today we'll be talking about nutrition. Most people do not have a nutrition problem. They have a complexity problem. Too many rules, too many diets, too much confusion. This leads to inconsistency. If you're over 40, you're busy, and you don't have time to measure every gram of food that goes into your mouth, but you still want energy, fat loss, and consistency, this is how you simplify it. Most nutrition plans are built for people with unlimited time or short term goals. They're not built around real life. This leads to people starting off strong, falling off of the plan, and then starting all over again from scratch, thinking if they just try harder this time, they'll have better results. This cycle is the problem. Nutrition doesn't need to be perfect, it needs to be repeatable. If you cannot repeat your plan every day, there's no way you're going to succeed. So let's look at 3 key areas where you can take control of your nutrition. The first area is protein. Most people do not eat enough protein, especially as we get older. Why is protein important? It supports muscle retention, helps with recovery, keeps you full with fewer cravings, and has a higher thermic effect of food. So, what is the thermic effect of food? The thermic effect of food is the amount of energy it takes to break down what you eat to its basic compounds so that your body can use it. If you look at something like dietary fat, you're only talking about 1 to 2% of that is what's actually burned up, breaking it down so that your body can use it. Protein, on the other hand, it can be as high as 30%, which means for every 100 calories of protein you eat, 30 of those calories are being used just to break it down to the amino acids that your muscles need to be able to grow. So, a very simple guideline is to build every meal around your protein. So, how much protein do you need to eat? You take what your goal weight is. Let's say you want to weigh 180 pounds. You need to eat zero point 0.7 to 1 gram of protein for every pound of your goal weight. Start with the protein. That's all you need to worry about to begin with. Make sure you're getting enough protein every day and you're already ahead. The second point I want to make is to focus on whole foods as opposed to processed foods. So let me explain something that a lot of people don't understand about the food they eat and fat loss. There was a controlled study done by the NIH where they took the same group of people and put them in a metabolic ward, meaning that everything that they ate was monitored. They ran this in 2 phases. For 2 weeks, the people were put into a room that only had processed foods. Then later, they took the same group of people and put them in a different room that had whole foods. Here's what really matters: the meals were matched for calories, protein, carbs, fat, sugar, even fiber. The only real difference was whether the food was processed or whole. They then told the participants, eat as much as you want. There was no restrictions on how much they could eat, just told them, eat until you're full. Here's what happened. When the people ate the processed foods, they ate 5 to 700 calories more than they did when they were eating the whole foods. Same people with the same willpower told to eat as much as you want to eat. And there was a 5 to 700 calorie difference simply by eating the whole foods as opposed to the processed foods. So, what does that mean? On the processed food diet, they gained about 2 pounds in 2 weeks. Whereas on the whole food, they lost about 2 pounds for 2 weeks. Remember, 1 pound of fat is 3,500 calories. Simply by switching from processed foods to whole foods, you will naturally eat 3,500 calories a week less, which is enough to lose 1 pound with that one simple change. It's not that processed foods are bad or that the whole foods are magic. It's that the processed foods are scientifically designed to make you eat more without even realizing it. They're easier to chew, faster to eat, more calorie dense, and less filling. Your body simply doesn't get the signal to stop. Whole foods are completely opposite. They take longer to eat, fill you up faster, slow digestion, and send a stronger fullness signal. So you naturally stop eating sooner. So here's the takeaway: fat loss still comes down to calories, but the type of food you eat directly affects how easy or hard it is to control those calories. Whole foods make it easier, processed foods make it harder. A simple rule to go by is to make sure that 80 to 90% of the foods that you are eating are whole foods, meaning single ingredient foods. And the other 10 to 20% can be processed foods. This one simple change will naturally make your body lose weight because you're bringing in fewer calories. So focus on things like meat, fruits, vegetables, rice, and potatoes. The third thing I want to talk about is hydration. Most people are severely underhydrated and they don't even realize it. This causes fatigue, brain fog, and increased hunger. Most of the time, people think that they need more food when all they really need is just more water. A key point here: the first thing you do every morning should not be going to the coffee pot. It should be drinking a full glass of water. You had something to drink the night before, you went to bed. It's been hours since you had any hydration. If you get up in the morning, drink a full glass of water. That will help rehydrate your body, and you should push the coffee off for 2 to 3 hours later, not immediately when you get out of bed. Another tip: use electrolytes in that water. Help it to rehydrate you even faster. One thing that I'll add here: once your nutrition foundation is in place, supplements can help fill those gaps. I use and recommend Thorne supplements. Why Thorne? They have high quality ingredients, third party tested, trusted in both clinical and performance settings. Lots of Division I teams and pro teams use Thorne supplements. This isn't about taking more supplements. It's about using the right ones when you need them. I'll add in here that anybody that works with me directly for coaching automatically gets a 25% discount to every order that they make from Thorne. Click the link down below to find out how that we can work with you and help you get this discount. So to wrap it all up, you don't need a complicated diet and you don't need a perfect plan. You need enough protein, mostly whole foods, and you need to stay hydrated. That is the foundation. If this helps you, hit the like and subscribe buttons and share this video with someone who's overcomplicating their nutrition. If you want to go deeper or if you want to work with me directly, there's a link down in the description to learn more. Our next video in this series will be on movement, where we will simplify training for people who do not have hours to spend in the gym. Until the next video, keep digging.